Now, either you know what these items are or you don't. This is a very sort of generational toy. Is it a toy? It's kind of a toy. These are Viewmaster reels. I don't even know if reels is actually the right name for them, to be honest. But the idea behind these is that they would be sort of themed along a TV show or something like that. Now these ones are actually themed around Spider-Man. And you might actually be able to see with the eye of faith that there are images along the edges of these reels. And so what you would do is you would use a device to view these images, and you get a pair of images at any given point. So you have a sort of left eye image and a right eye image, depending on where the disc was. And you would then be able to scroll through the images to run through a story, or just get a sort of little kind of recap of something, like a film, for example. And Viewmaster as a concept is ancient. It's probably well out of patent now, but it's been produced for decades. And this is the example that I have, which is essentially probably very, very similar to the one that I had growing up. So you'll see there that you looked through one of these. This is the thing that you would stick up to your face well before VR was a thing, and you would look at this to get a sort of a 3D effect from these cars. Now, ironically enough, I have always had a bit of an issue with my 3D vision. So I'm not sure if I ever really got full benefit from the Viewmaster as a concept. But you can see here that on the other side, you just have these apertures here which let light through, so you can see the images that are being displayed on the card. And you very simply click this lever down on the side and you rotate the card along. So you get a little bit of the info there about what you're seeing, but the images will change as you move that along. And I'm throwing a few other images in here of that sort of process happening with some more light behind it, because you can't really see in this particular setup how it worked. But you would basically, you tended to buy the Viewmaster itself separately, but you would get various packs that would come out with these sort of reels, these discs in them, and they would tie into things like Disney's Black Hole or Terrorhawks or Superman film. So here, this is one for Superman 3. So it was a very sort of early version, not of sort of videos perhaps so much, but just of general sort of merchandising, really. But as I say, what was fascinating when I went to Wikipedia, but unfortunately this was a while ago, so I haven't refreshed my memory since, but I think that the concept of Viewmaster arrived at about the same time as sort of 35mm photographic film appeared as a concept, because they're like colour negatives. That's basically what you're looking at. They are coloured negatives at a very small scale. Because it scales beautifully, because it's just using light to shine through a small image. So your eyeballs are quite happy looking at this stuff, and it looks as you would expect it to. But it looks like a frame frozen from the film, or the cartoon or whatever. So it's a very sort of clever little way to just get a little idea of something. And I think they did it with sort of just kind of general scenery shots, like sort of tourists things. So if you're trying to promote an area, you might actually release Viewmaster reels for that area, so people could see what they'd be getting before they arrived there. So it's a very, very clever little system. It doesn't require any batteries or anything like that. It just requires the development of a negative. So as a result, these have probably been around for sort of a good 80 years or something like that now, in one shape or another. You know, the early ones were very, very early. So it's a really sort of fascinating little look at sort of a very, very early... I mean, I view it as a toy because it relates to my childhood, because I used to look at cartoon-based things and things like Superman when I had one. It's quite funny because every time I come into Cosmic Toys, Gareth thinks I want to buy whatever reels he's got in, but I was only really getting a few for the sake of being able to show you and remind you of this. Because I bet some of you of a certain age had these when you were little. But you might have forgotten what it was actually called and what sort of the process was. But for me, personally, I have some really clear childhood memories, very early childhood memories, of staring down the goggles of this little plastic device, looking at things like this. Because if I hadn't seen a film or seen a particular series, but I'd sort of seen this in Woolworths, and they would literally just come in little sort of, you know, very thin cardboard sleeves with the discs on the front of them slotted in, and that's how you pick them up. So it's just one of those things. It's very much of its time, but nevertheless, it was a concept that was so simple that it really sort of lasted through time. So yeah, I mean, in terms of, you know, the future of the past, this is great, because, you know, we will still quite happily stick things up to our eyeballs in an attempt to sort of lose ourselves in otherworldly places. That's exactly what we still do, but this was one of those early precursors to the modern powered versions of it that we do today. So just what I've been meaning to do for a little while, really. So if you have memories of looking through your Viewmaster, then do share in the comments, obviously, and I'll catch you for another one soon. Cheers for now.